What a horse, what a journey. Still can't get over it. I lost the weight, but it took me a week to get back to Michelle, whether I was going to ride the horse or not, and made the decision to ride him. A lot of people doubted me, which actually fueled my fire to lose the weight. But when I sat on him for the first time, it just made it so easy. He gave me this phenomenal feel of a great horse, and the rest is history. Yeah.
This is your go-to podcast, the In the Box Seat podcast, which is dedicated to help you learn more about the people in racing. And today we're going to learn more about Gavin Lerena. A warm welcome to the show. Let's get the party started. Firstly, the party pooper. How are you?
I'm here.
How was it? Goodness gracious me. Before we get to our guest, don't they know how to park in Ashburton? Because when you arrive, I don't know, did you go blindfolded into the parking? Tell me the truth.
I had to turn sideways so that I can get out in time, because my eyesight's not too good.
Our guest for today, as you heard in my introduction, is Gavin Lerena, flown in from Johannesburg. We're recording, it just shows you what we go to all different depths to get our guests to you. We normally record on a Thursday, but Gavin's here for Wednesday, racing at Hollywood Bets Gravel. Before racing, he's going to spend half an hour with us. Gavin, how are you?
I'm great, thank you. Thank you for having me on the show. I always like to tune in and listen to what people have to say, and it's.
Do you actually watch the show?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I don't know what to. I don't know.
I'm just amazed that people actually watch it.
Absolutely, they do. Absolutely, they do. They certainly do indeed, and it's good. So we're glad that they enjoy it. Let's get things rolling because we haven't got too much time. Not that we're under pressure or anything, but racing will start later on. You started off in a different way at the Jockey Academy. You went the equestrian route.
Yeah, so obviously I got turned down 3 or 4 times that I was going to be too big to be a jockey. And my parents took a drive down to the coast and went past Summerfeld, the Jockey Academy, and saw the equestrian side of things. And I was doing quite well in the equestrian world. So school wasn't going so well for me. My mother was always worried about that. And they came home from their trip and they gave me the opportunity. They said, look, they've got an equestrian side of the academy now. Would you like to go? And I never looked back since then.
Sure. The equestrian side, that's long gone now.
It has. I think it has. Yes, it has. There are, at one stage, I think they were contemplating returning with the equestrian side, but you're quite right. No equestrian side there at the academy. So that was an interesting entrance into the academy, and as you say, the rest is history. Gavin, you've got an interesting story that we must share, and Andrew luckily brought it to our attention, because most first years go to the Ashburton Training Centre, they learn the ropes, and then they move on from there. You rode a lot for Duncan Howells, the Carlisle family, and many others. But there was a altercation, maybe we could call it, or a funny moment where Duncan chased you around Ashburton, jumping over the poles. What happened there? Tell us that story.
Yeah, look, I've been chased once or twice by trainers.
It's like an Ashburton legend. Everybody remembers that.
It's. I think it's because I rode a filly Vals guest. It was her first start here at Gravel. Duncan was very confident that she was going to win, and unfortunately someone bumped me on my outside at about the 700 before turning for home, and I clipped heels and went down. Lucky enough to come back up and finish the race off in second. So I wasn't in Duncan's good books. On that night I was on the verge of giving up race riding. Things just weren't going well, and I'll never forget I won the last race for him on Alganador. I must have been 20 lengths last, not giving a hell in the world about horse racing. I'm done now. And this horse came with a finish, got up on the line, So I got my zest back.
He's always been, and there's plenty of trainers, but we're talking about this incident, at Ashburton where you chased each other. I would have loved it. You weren't there, were you?
No, I wasn't.
I would have loved to have seen it.
Oh, me too. Yeah.
I would have videoed it. I don't think they had cell phones, could video
No, we didn't have cell phones
days.
in those days, yeah.
But he was a hard man, still is a hard man, although he's softened a bit in his old age. But he was a perfectionist, and he's proud to say that he's had a lot of good riders, as well as all the other trainers, go through his through his mentorship, or you could call it.
Yeah, look, Duncan was amazing. He had a lot of faith in me, and I think that was very important. Gives you confidence, except for that night. But I think it's great. And Duncan was a very small yard at the time. We only had probably 2 hands full of horses, and they all did really well.
Did he catch you, or did you stretch away from him?
No, he's quite slow in those gumboots.
Gavin, weight, is it an issue? If it is, how do you manage it?
It's always an issue. Obviously, I'm a heavyweight, but I'm blessed with a beautiful wife that cooks fantastic meals for me. I probably eat fish 5 times a week, and she doesn't eat fish at all.
Okay, sure.
But she's become quite a good chef at making fish. And look, I've always got to keep it under control. I do live a little, we all got to, but I've got it in a good space.
What sort of weight do you ride at the moment? What's your bottom?
Look, at the moment I'm probably a kilo heavier than I want to be, but I'm riding at 56.
That's still good, eh?
Yeah, a month ago I was riding 55.
Sure.
So look, I'm a kilo heavier than I want to be right now, but got it under control.
It's a tough life. I mean, the champion season's coming up too, so the lighter you can ride, the more rides you get, huh?
Yeah, 100%. Well, you never know if there's another comet around the corner.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
What did you ride in the
53 kilos in the
53?
53.
Sure,
on the dot.
It is light. And often you look at the form guides and the race cards, and the jocks that not battle but don't normally ride low, and when you see there's a low ride that they've taken, or maybe it's low plus a half or whatever, often as a punter you think, well, let's have a wager on that, because he's not going to do all that to get to that weight if it's a complete no-hoper.
Yeah, I see at Scottsville on Sunday, Rachel's going down to 52. Yeah. So it's pretty light for her.
Well, we'll just put that into the pick 6 then. Gavin, overseas travels, you've been privileged to go quite a few places. I don't expect you to tell us about each and every one in great detail, but touch on that. Yeah,
so I spent a couple of weeks in Mauritius.
Just weeks?
Yeah, a couple of weeks, that was me. I was in and out. In and out. Obviously rode a couple of races in Dubai. Spent three months in England. That was a fantastic experience, riding all the different tracks, and obviously winning the Sugar Cup in England. My first ride at Ascot, over 2 miles, went to the front and won it. So that was beautiful. And then obviously I spent 5 months in Hong Kong. Had a great time. Also won the Jockeys International there, my first time at Happy Valley. I've been blessed. I've been blessed that I love what I do, and I've been able to see the world. Many people can't say that. So I'm very lucky. China, I rode in China. They had their inaugural race meeting. I don't really think it's kicked off, but that was in 2013. They won their first race there.
I remember when they started that, but there was no betting, so that's probably why it folded.
Yeah, I won a Longines watch, funny enough, that day. Okay. And the owner came up and wanted to have a look at it, and she took my watch and bolted.
Okay, so that is a short-lived watch with
Well, we know who owns it, so we can go find the bloke.
Oh, goodness. Your family, big in racing, all of them, most of them, but Gavin Lerena is family, and he's not your brother, because often you hear people talk, he's your cousin. Yeah, look, I think the horses will be 3 parts brother or something. Okay. His mom and my mom's sisters, Kev's dad and my dad brothers, so you could call us brothers, but we're first cousins. Okay, okay. And
He's a bit bigger than you.
Yeah, slightly.
he at one stage wanted to be a jockey, and he's got 100% strike rate.
He does indeed. Yeah, he only ever rode in one race for Dennis Bosch.
Mr. Fitzgerald. Yeah,
Mr. Fitzgerald. I think the horse's name was Chasing the Punches or Chasing the Tiger or something like that.
You could be right.
It was a good day for the Lerenas. I had a couple of rides. I won on St. Raphael that day for Duncan Howells.
Okay.
Kevin won the amateur race for Dennis Bosch, and Brandon won the Group 1 for Tony Riverland.
Jeez, how's that?
The Mercury Sprint.
Absolutely. And of course,
He's got a good memory.
Yeah, he has got a good memory. He's half our age. He should have a good memory.
I've had a couple knocks to the head.
And Brandon, of course, doing so well and in Australia and really, just making the Lerena name even more famous than it already is. But Kevin, sorry.
No, and your dad is chairman of the Jockey Association.
Yeah, of the half-halt jockeys. He helps the guys out. Very passionate man. Obviously rode successfully in his younger era, and he's done so much for jockeys. Very proud of him.
Kevin, now that he's just a boxer of the highest order, and that transition from jockey to boxer, he just blew up and just got stronger and stronger. Is that what it is? Is that what it was?
Yeah, look, my grandfather was 6 foot. My dad's dad was 6 foot, and look, Kevin fulfilled his dream. He won a race, and after that he just kept growing. A bit like Jack and the Beanstalk, but look, he was either going to go into boxing or into rugby. So he had a couple of offers to play, I think, for the Sharks or for the Lions, and he took the boxing route and never looked back.
The opponents, Andrew, that he's finished in the boxing ring regret that he didn't become a rugby player.
Mind you, I know a few rugby players that might have been a bit sorry that he took that up too.
Absolutely. 2 kids. Ashton, there was a video of Ashton that went viral on the couch in his full jockey kit, stick out, riding the horse home. I mean, that's when it's in your blood, it's in your blood. Is there a chance he'll be a jockey one day?
You know what, he was very passionate about horse racing. He's taken another route in life now. He's enjoying his football and his cricket. He's at tennis now, so he's doing very well in all avenues of sport. And he still follows me, obviously winning and the riding and that, but you never know.
How old is he?
He is turning 10 this year.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
And Ava is how old?
Ava's 6. Yeah, okay. She loves the horses. Also did a bit of riding. She's taking a break now. But she loves being around animals and horses.
You've got a very special relationship with all owners, but in particular the Werners family.
Yeah, very blessed to ride for Lawrence Werners and his family. They got a lot of belief in me, and ridden for them for many years. We've had 1 or 2 ups and downs, but it's great to be the #1 jockey again.
Sponsor, talking of relationships, Turffontein, it must just be, when you walk around knowing that you've got them behind you, it must be just such a great feeling.
Yeah, very blessed. They're the most wonderful people, and to be branded with their sponsorship is an honour in all our caps. Myself, Craig, Samanga, Brian, we're all very blessed, and they're great people, and they deserve all the accolades they get.
Have you been to Turffontein before? I think I've asked you, I can't remember.
No, I've never cracked the nod.
You don't need to crack the nod, you pick up the phone and you ask and you shall receive.
I'm shy.
No, don't be shy, don't be silly. And it's just wonderful, because they've got everything that you like. Game on the far side, a full game farm, horses, fishing, whatever you like there. So next time you're in that area, you should certainly phone them up.
I'll phone them up.
Gavin, challenges in your life and challenges in racing with weight and others, how do you manage those challenges?
My family. My family is my #1. They're my go-to. They're my rock, to be honest. There's a lot of highs and lows in racing, and I know I can always depend on my family.
It's amazing, Andrew, with regards to Gavin, as he says, family. No matter if you're wrong or right, the family will always support. If somebody's done something wrong, they will obviously discuss it in the structure, but they will still believe you're right. Family, you can't get better than family, is what I'm saying. They'll support you whether you're right or wrong, thick or thin, etc.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. And of course, Lebanese family, because that's even more stronger and even more of a passionate bond. You know, the Lebanese families are absolutely unbelievable.
Well, the trouble with the Lebanese people is they eat too much, so it must be a bit difficult.
You're quite right. You're quite right. You mentioned that because they show affection and love by food, by feeding you.
Well, what we did with Calvin,
yes,
when he was an apprentice at Ashburton, I said to him, "You'll never make it with eating your mother's food all the time."
Absolutely. I stayed on Saturday night in Johannesburg at a Lebanese household. Eventually, I think we sat at the dinner table at 7:30 until about 11 o'clock. Eventually I said, "I can't go anymore. You have to stop." And they eventually stopped, or else I was going to just roll down the passageway. One thing that's very noticeable about you is your calm, relaxed attitude. Everyone says you put a bomb next to Gavin, he won't move. What is its advantages and disadvantages? And do you agree that you've got a chilled attitude?
I like to be perceived that way. I do my homework. I do all my thinking and structuring and how things are going to go beforehand. So when I get to races, I know what I've got to do. I just got to stay calm, stay relaxed, and do the business.
And if you get roughed up in a race, do you take it out on the bloke who gave it to you?
You know what? It doesn't often get to me, but if a guy does it deliberately, I get very hot under the collar.
I suppose you should,
yeah. Well, absolutely. And mistakes can happen, things can happen,
yeah.
you know. But each person would assess that, you know if it's malice or not malice or whatever the case may be.
It's race riding.
Yeah, it is. But I mean, you need
the
to
bloke
be safe.
over the fence.
You need to be safe. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Just when it comes to that dangerous riding, I can't take that.
Yeah.
You know, we're all in it to win it, but you got to draw the line.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Couldn't agree with you more.
Tell us about Comedy Dung.
Yeah. What a horse. What a horse. What a journey. Still can't get over it. I lost the weight, but you know, it took me a week to get back to Michelle, whether I was going to ride the horse or not, and you know, made the decision to ride him. A lot of people doubted me, which actually fueled my fire to lose the weight. But when I sat on him for the first time, it just made it so easy. He gave me this phenomenal feel of a great horse, and yeah, the rest is history.
Yeah. No, it was great. I mean, everybody's rooting for you. I think Comedy Dung, I mean, just the name sort of inspired a lot of people, especially all the blokes in Cape Town.
Yes. Look, through a horse, we've made a new family, you know. Ashwin and his family, they are so close to us. We speak weekly. Michelle and her family, you know, it's just a horse has brought us all together, and it's been amazing. So it was a fantastic journey.
Talking about amazing journeys, your greatest achievement, or one or two of your greatest achievements or better achievements, and I'm sure that was one of them, Comedy Dung, but I mean there's more, I'm sure.
Yeah. You know,
the Shergar Cup, that must be a...
Yeah, that was amazing. I mean, English racing it's phenomenal, and just to ride at Ascot, and I mean the horse was 75-1 or something, and I walked in the ring and I said to the owners, look, the horse has got no form. It's a 2-mile race, there's going to be no pace on. Do you mind if I, you know, go take it up? They said, please do what you want, you know, do anything to try get the horse to improve. So yeah, I think that's definitely one of them. I rode 2 winners on that day, and obviously the Longines, the Jockeys International in Hong Kong.
Oh, that's a big day.
Yeah, it was a great night.
70,000 people on the course there.
Yeah.
I was watching a race at Plumpton the other day, a really jumps race.
Yes.
You see the crowd there?
Yeah,
that's amazing.
They're blessed with
crowds.
So that was at Longines, and there's 70,000 people there, but one of those 70,000 people have got his watch.
No, that was in China.
That was in China.
That was in
Okay,
China, yeah.
Okay, so
yeah, but I mean, like also winning the Jockeys Championship, yeah, that was also a great achievement, and I've just been blessed. I've been blessed.
How do you, this morning you flew in, up, you didn't ride work this morning, surely, in Gauteng? No. So to the airport, jet into Durban, hire a car, off you go, and tonight you're back home again. You just, I suppose, have you become accustomed to it?
You know, traveling is not ideal for me. I'd rather go watch my son play soccer, to be honest. But you know, when we got a nice, like a fair book of rides, I'm willing to take the chance and come down. And yeah, it's you know, I want to come down and win. I don't want to come down and make up fields.
Fill up the field, yeah, absolutely. So if it's worthwhile, you're happy to travel.
Happy to jump on the plane.
Absolutely. Yeah. And Gavin, do you have an agent at the moment?
Yes, Wade Viljoen.
Okay.
A nice youngster. He's doing a nice job.
Yeah, he certainly is indeed. And your mother, it would be remiss if we didn't just single out your mom, because we've always had a joke, Gavin and I, and those that know him closely. Head start of Lerena racing is Avril Lerena. She's like, it doesn't miss a beat, eh? Yeah. And you still like that?
100%. The staffs wish they could have her. Yeah, she's just a phenomenal woman all around. She's great to the grandkids. She's great with Kim and I. Yes. She'll bend over backwards for us. And we're very blessed to have her in our lives. She's such a special person, and we can never thank her enough what she does for all of us.
So she can read a race properly?
She can read a race, that's for sure.
I would say better than most.
That's for sure. And she can't stand it when I've gone over the limit.
Over the, so she lets you have it, eh?
Yeah. That's why I've actually been pretty good. And
that's from when he was an apprentice, eh? From before his first ride. She really needs to be applauded, because she has been never wavers, never lenient. It's boom.
But when you're in a race and you're in a tight finish, do you count how many?
To be honest, if I go to the front,
yeah,
and I've got no one around me, obviously, I can count 12 to the line, no problem. But it's when you're in amongst the field, you're taking a gap, you're easing, you're switching, you know, coaxing your horse on.
Focusing on the race.
That's it. It's very difficult to count. Yeah.
It is, I can imagine.
You know, John Lewis was talking, he sent me a thing the other day. He had an idea, you know, the rugby players have those things in their, I don't know, those GPSs in the back of their jerseys. He said, why don't you put that into a rider's stick? You can judge how many times the stick was used and how hard it was used.
Yeah.
And
but can it? Good idea. But can it notify you when you gone over the limit?
Well, you could put a buzzer in there.
A siren or something.
No, but I'm just saying it's quite a good idea.
Absolutely.
Because I was just talking to Michelle just now. I mean, in the old days, you'd come back and the vets would check the horse.
Yeah.
If it was marked, you got into trouble.
Yeah.
It didn't matter how many times you clubbed it.
Look, the crops we use today, they a lot more friendlier than they were in the past.
Yeah.
And like you get guys that will use a stick, but they're not per se cutting the horse in half. It's more of a persuader.
Yeah.
Pierre Straden probably one of the best at showing the horse a stick and slapping it down the shoulder and one or two behind. And look, the horses, it does help. They do need the encouragement, but. Yeah, I mean, there's got to be a happy medium.
Yeah.
There's got to be a happy medium. I mean, if you smacked the horse 13 times, but 7 of those were love taps, you got to.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, it's everything's so woke now. Actually, more than 12 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you like those jump jockeys in England, I mean, they come down and they bloody smash it in the back. That I can understand.
Yeah,
but if you're going 1, 2 down the neck,
and a couple behind, because I know that you and no one will be mentioned. That's just an opinion that you quite a stickler on you don't need to be excessive with the stick. And
No.
when you see that, you get quite agitated, which is your right.
No, but I've seen a couple of races now. I won't mention any names. The bloke used the stick 10 times, but in the flank, and you could see the stripes there. And I mean, that's just not on, man.
Their fine is, you know,
Yeah, well,
the rule definitely needs to apply. But
well, I just say, well, I only hit it 10 times, so it doesn't matter how hard I hit.
yeah, but
But
I
where
agree, I agree with Gavin. I believe, and again, it's everyone's got an opinion, and they're entitled to their opinion, that there is a place for it.
Yeah.
They're certainly used absolutely correctly. You know, so
yeah, but it's also a safety thing. I mean, if you got to,
if you're ducking, and absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah. Your wife was a jockey and
Yeah.
born into the horse racing industry. Tell us a little bit more about that. I mean, and who she's related to for those that might not know.
Yes, obviously Wayne Barnes, the trainer. It's Vicky's brother. Barbara, married to Warren, Vicky's sister. Janet, who many people know from PE days.
Sure.
I mean, she was the go-to in PE. If anyone ever needed anything, you called Janet or spoke to Janet. She was great on race day. And Clanky obviously ran that the Fairview, first Arlington,
Yeah.
and
The
then
track
Fairview.
manager.
Yeah.
track manager.
It was. I mean, and those tracks those days were phenomenal. It was like a carpet.
How did you and Vix meet?
So obviously we met in the academy.
Okay.
Yeah, we parted ways. She ended up in PE, I ended up in Joburg, and yeah, a couple of years later,
Just meant to be.
and blessed, amazing wife, beautiful mom to my kids.
She's doing well in the TV department. I'm so proud of her, and so enjoy watching her. And a lot of people have mentioned that she's got an eye, and how's she enjoying that?
She's loving it. It's obviously a new challenge for her. She's really enjoying it, and yeah, I mean, I think she's looking forward to the future on that.
You know, it's nice to have presenters who actually know what they're talking about.
Yeah, that does help for
It
sure.
does help.
Why are you looking at me?
No, I was just thinking.
No, what's nice though is that everybody does it differently. You know, some are strong in their form department, some are strong in the looks department. And it's nice to have a
failed the
good
looks
mix.
department, that's
I'm
for
talking
sure.
about the horses, not my looks, you grumpy swine, you. And she's good luck, you know. She's good there. And she also, I always have a good chuckle when she interviews Gavin. It's always so professionally done. But she does put you on the spot. She says, "Give us your best one."
Yeah,
Which I think is great. And 9 times out of 10, you're right. So yeah, well done to Vicky as well. And just talking about, you're talking about riding and whip and all the rest of it. But forget about that. We spoke about styles. When we had Richard in here the other day, we spoke about his style. You've very much got your own style, and it's like watching, as I keep saying it, a good goal being scored at soccer or a rugby try. And even if you run second or third, a good ride is still a good ride. You've got a wonderful style, and you know when you call for the doctor, as we call it, and you've got that lovely sort of flowing. I enjoy watching it, I really do, and I suppose that stride just comes. Naturally, you've adapted your own style.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say it's changed much over the years. I've, like you said, adapted my own style. I find horses go well with it. I can't say much about it.
I can. It's
No, but it was, you know, I mean, the two jocks that come to mind are Jeff Lloyd and Robbie Sham. I mean, they were completely different. I mean,
Yes,
Jeff used to bounce in the saddle, and Robbie just used to stand up like the Statue of Liberty and go ding, ding, ding.
Yeah.
And he used to run.
Absolutely, each to their own, but it's so wonderful to watch and to see. Another thing that we don't know too much, and we're in the home straight with 100 metres to go because race time looms, but not many people know that. Did you guys know that you were a family of singers?
Not at all.
Because we've seen you on live television singing magnificently, and your father, well, he's different division.
Yeah, he just doesn't know the words. He's a good mama, good dancer, good mama.
Okay.
Doesn't know the words really
So
well.
he doesn't actually sing.
Okay,
he
so he
just
caught us.
But my kids are very good singers actually.
Okay.
They beautiful voices. They know the words of every song.
Okay, fantastic. Yeah.
It's special to listen to.
It's always good fun when the presenters in Joburg, ask you to sing a song. It's good fun, and especially to create a bit of an atmosphere. You can't sing in every winner, but
no. Look,
it's good fun.
Yeah, I started with Zeus.
Yes.
And I don't know how they got me to, I think when I won him first time, they got me to sing a song. There was 40 owners that let him in, and yeah, it's been a thing ever since then.
Is Zeus running on Saturday?
He's running in the Group 1, the 2000, yeah.
We're going to quickly just talk about one runner or two runners on Saturday, but before we get there, Lance Weed, that was the gentleman's name, the late Lance Weed. It would be remiss if we didn't touch on him, because one of his horses was one of the best you've ridden.
Yeah, King's Gambit. Lance was a phenomenal man, a kind man. He had a huge heart and very down to earth. I miss him a lot to this day. Yeah, what do I say about him? There's no one like him really. He again had full confidence in me. If you got beaten, there's always another race.
Yes.
And he taught me that in life. And he was a great horseman. Yeah, he also didn't have a lot of horses.
But wow, he produced the results.
We got results. I mean, Spanish Succession, I think I won 8 or 9 on him.
Sure.
Damascus Light 5, Straight to Bed 4, Captain Courageous 7 or 8. Horses loved him, he loved horses, and it was an amazing journey we had. We were lucky to get King's Gambit, and yeah, I mean, he won a Group 1 in his 4th start.
King's Gambit, the Stuart Pettigrew training?
No, yeah, Lance trained him from day one.
Lance,
Oh, Lance trained him?
Yeah.
Sorry, okay.
He won with Devon first time out, Devon Habib.
Yeah.
And then our faithful work rider Jackson Finney, we couldn't find a race for this horse. Put Jackson on another sprint race, 1160, Jackson won it. And then I rode him his 3rd start in the Guineas, and he ran a great 5th. And came back to Lance after the race, and I said, look, we're not going to win the Classic if we don't get another run into him. He's just too green, and
Yeah.
he needs to strengthen up a bit more. And he found a graduation plate in between this month, and the horse actually got beaten. Herod the Great beat me. Martinez Mini for Ormond Ferraris beat us a short head. I was hot pot favourite. I flew with Lance to Cape Town that night for the sales, and I was distraught. And he was like, it's done, get over it.
Yes.
We're going to win the Classic.
Yeah.
And we won the Classic in the Derby. It was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Well, it's nice to ride for people like that. Eh?
Yeah, they have very few and far
Yeah.
in between. Lance was great. Jeff Woodruff also a fantastic man to ride for.
Gavin, we're not going to go through, because it's not a tipping show, it's an information show about our guests, but this Saturday, you're not going, you don't come
How am
to...
I supposed to get to Joburg?
Get in an aeroplane.
No, I break out in a rash when I get 50 k's from bloody Joburg.
Okay, so I'm going to go and enjoy it.
Well, enjoy the rash.
People travel to go and watch rugby and soccer and golf and all this. I'm travelling to go and watch racing.
Go for it.
A lot of good rides, but just 2 horses I want to chat to you about. In fact, 3 quickly. Little Ballerina, that Form 9 sparked up outstanding.
It's been a phenomenal Formula 1. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to sit on her, but watching her races, she looks like a natural athlete, and like you say, that Formula 1's been phenomenal.
Sandringham Summit, I saw him the other day at the track in the morning, last weekend. Wow, he's a looker. He looked so good and looked so happy and well. Must be excited to ride him.
Yeah, he's doing really well. Obviously 14, probably just a touch on the sharp side, but very pleased with his work. He's in a good space, and it'll be nice to get him winning again.
You came from quite a long way back the last time you rode him.
Yeah, look, the pace was strong up front. Cabello went a good pace. Coming down the lane, 350, 300, 250, I thought I had it in the bag, and Cabello's was kicked again.
Kicked again, no.
Porto Manzano, he's been so good, that horse.
Yeah, he's been a phenomenal horse for the Winners family. We haven't had a great prep with him. It's been go stop from his last start, and but I must say he's been doing a lot better this week. I don't know if we've got him at his peak fitness, but he's a very honest horse, and he's got a huge heart.
Gavin, the time has come to end our podcast because of as I said, time constraints, and we need to prepare for racing. But just thank you for taking the time to get here a little earlier, come and sit with us, and it's just been great. And we certainly, for our viewers going into the season and throughout the season, every guest is a good one. Every guest is respected. But the out-of-towners, who it's so hard to get them in, we're going to try and do our best to get more and more of the out-of-towners on the podcast through the season. So thanks for your time. To your family and to your loved ones, we wish you well.
Thank you very much. Great to be on the show. Thank you guys.
No, thanks, Gavin. We appreciate it.
Are you staying for the races today?
No, I've got to do the race card for Joburg.
Okay, because
unfortunately.
I got insulted. I got insulted because I was presenting today, and he has to do the work. But nevertheless, that's it. Gavin Lerena in the podcast with us. Thanks to him. Plenty of betting opportunities. Just give me 30 seconds. As you know, there's big races on Saturday up on the High Veld. It's Champions Day. Just quickly give you those races. It is the Master Archie at Stud Maiden Plate, Master Archie at Stud, so that's fantastic. Then there's the SA Fillies Nursery, sponsored by Wilgeborgsdrift, the Tab SA Nursery, the Tab Hawaii Stakes, then there's the Wilgeborgsdrift Bridget Oppenheimer SA Oaks, and the Empress Club Stakes, followed by the Johnson Workwear Computers Form Sprint, Tab SA Derby, and the World Pool Premiers Champions Challenge.
The World Pools, the Hong Kong World Pools.
Yes.
Okay.
How's that for a menu?
Not bad.
Not bad. So plenty of betting opportunities. Stay safe, be kind, be nice, punt well, and we'll see you as always in the number 1 box. Remember to subscribe, like, and follow us on the Gallop TV YouTube channel. If you missed last week's episode of In the Box Seat, click right here and you'll be able to watch it at your leisure.